Here we go. We've got a fun final here between Angelo and Ruben C. Final here between... This is the final round of the TUP, the Ultimate Prospect Tournament, and we are underway. On top, we've got Angelo. Bottom, we've got Ruben C. And it looks like Angelo's off to a pretty nice start in first place as Toad. Second place, we've got, well, we expect Ruben to come back and get back at least to second place here. Ruben is a solid time trialer in the top 200. Angelo has put in more than 1,800 hours of play on the Switch, and he is off to a pretty nice start here. Holding an early lead. Ruben's going to go ahead and play the shrooms on this lap as he closes in partway through Luigi Raceway. Super shrooms here for Ruben. Ruben's going to go ahead and take the lead. Backward green shell, but looks like Angelo is a little behind here. Ruben's fairly new to Grand Prix. He's been playing it for the last few months here and there, and he's showing that he may be the ultimate prospect as he takes a lead going into lap 3. And as he exits the tunnel, he's got one mushroom. He's got to get past these reds, though. Is he going to clear them? He definitely tries, and he pulls it off. Ruben takes first place, Angelo second. So Ruben C up 9-6 in the opening round. We're going to go 16 tracks. Keep in mind that with the bracket as it is, Angelo is on the winner's side of the bracket. So, Angelo only needs to beat Ruben once. In the meantime, Ruben has to beat Angelo twice. They had played at the very beginning. Ruben was kind of starting to get used to Grand Prix, and Angelo had won this round 107-79, and it was at the very beginning. But here they are at the very end of the tournament as Angelo takes the cut across with the star. He's going to go ahead and just take an early lead here on Mumu Farm. Angelo taking a somewhat safer path, but Ruben takes a cut that is more consistent with time trials. Second lap. Ruben saving his first shroom for the first shroom spot. Gonna go ahead and use another one, so it looks like he's going to try to get an item use here. Going to try to get one more item. He's going to cut close. He's got some greens. He's making a recover. Oh, and he hits a mole, and he falls back to third. Backward green shell does not connect. Right now, Ruben's like, I'm going to go and get some better items. He's going to go ahead and do that. He actually hits himself with the greens, and he falls to fifth. And meanwhile, 3 greens up for Angelo. Angelo's up. Ruben's got to come back here. He's going to get third. He is getting back. Oh, spin out for Toad. And Ruben's coming back with some reds, and it is a little too late as Angelo gets first place. We are all tied up 15-15 after the first 2 tracks. Looks like there was a brief pause there. Very close early on. It looks like they're jostling for position. Angelo's going to get an early red. He misses the first one. He does connect on the second one, but Angelo goes ahead and just goes around. Neither of them actually take the jump on the first lap. Angelo's going to take the long path around. Ruben's going to take the short one. He's going to use a shroom at a pretty good shroom spot. Going to use all three. He's going to take the lead here. Ruben picks up a first place red shell. Interesting. Angelo's playing it a little safe around the ramps. Miss jump. They both miss, and green shells go flying as both of them hit each other. Nice fake item, but at the same time, Ruben also crashes into the wall, and they're down to 4th and 5th. Ruben making a slow comeback on Bowser here, gets back to 3rd. Ruben's going to go ahead and fire the red. Gets back to 2nd. Angelo right behind him here. He's got 2 mushrooms as well. Someone's got to make a jump here, though. This jump is going to really be the difference maker here. Ruben makes it. Angelo misses it. Ruben gets first place. Ruben's going to get all 9 points. Angelo is still in 4th. Can he rescue a few more points? Let's find out. He's catching up. He almost runs into Ben. He actually hits Peach, who is slightly heavier weight. But it looks like Angelo does manage to come back and get the 2nd place. Angelo moves up to 21 points. Ruben, 24. It's been a long journey for both players in this tournament. Angelo beat Ruben C in round 2. He had a bye from before. Angelo had beaten Nathaniel D, Ruben C, Hansu, and then Shelnor to move to this round. He had not lost up to this point. This is a double elimination tournament. Ruben C had lost his first match, but has since been cruising, beating KMJ 81-18, Unbound Soul 106-87, beating Chavo 108-40, and then beating Lynx Lad, and then Shelnor after Shelnor fell to the loser side of the bracket. Shelnor's had a really good performance as well, but ultimately we are down to selecting who is going to move up to prospect rank. The winner is guaranteed a prospect rank. Ruben off to a really good start here. 35.80 time on lap 1. Looks like he's just going to try to outrace his rivals here, and doing a pretty solid job of that. It looks like Angelo's going to need to start using some items here. He's going to go ahead and use a mushroom. Spin out for Yoshi as Ruben still maintains a solid lead as we go through the second half of Calamari Desert. Not much to say there, just solid driving by Ruben as he enters the final lap. Angelo knows he needs a little help, runs into a banana, but he could still... he did cancel out the banana spin out. Meanwhile, Ruben is going to go ahead and do the shroom in a good spot. He is so far ahead, it's hard to imagine anyone coming back. Angelo's going to use a boo and he's going to... looks like he's going to hold the green shell, but Ruben is going to take 33 of the 36 points. And in the meantime, Angelo is going to maybe hold off DK right here and get second place. 33-27 is the current score. The best players in the Discord are generally considered pro rank or pro prospect rank. And that's, I think it's around 25 to 30 players. Everyone else in the Switch Discord currently is considered unranked, but they have a chance to play up to one of the higher ranks. We're going to move up to Flower Cup now with Toad's Turnpike. Early spin out for Angelo as Ruben's going to go ahead and try to do some SSMTs. He actually nearly runs into a truck, but does slow down in time. Ruben picks up a fake item. He SSMTs, but he crashes and gets hit by a red shell as Angelo takes first place. Oh, second place Thunderbolt for Angelo. He's going to go ahead and use it right here. Angelo runs into a truck, though, which cancels out a lot of his advantage. He's going to just slow down and try not to get hit. Bowser instead runs into the truck. So Angelo barely escapes that. In the meantime, Ruben sees that he can hold on to the bolt. He does use it before picking up the next item. Looks like he's going to go past Angelo here. Tried to go for a squash. Barely missed on that point. Lap 2. Three reds for Angelo. He's going to hold on to it for the time being. Ruben protecting himself with one fake as we get halfway through the lap. Weird spin out for Angelo. It looks like he has had one of those 150cc spin outs. Loses some clock on Angelo, who gets hit by, frankly, too many reds, so he does get hit on that. So far, Ruben has the edge. He's just a bit faster at driving. His time trial skill showing a bit in the driving that he's doing at the moment. Angelo's going to need to come back. Ruben does crash, which allows Angelo to come back a bit in terms of the golden shroom, but he also crashes into one of the cars. Another crash for Ruben, running into the truck, which puts Angelo back. Ruben's starting to drop a few banana peels. Angelo deftly gets away. But now it's a very close margin, and he's got some reds. Angelo's going to go play. He's going to hit with one of these reds right now. He's going to connect with a second one. Ruben falls to second and only gets more banana peels, which at this point it seems like Ruben's got to do some nice driving, and Angelo just needs to hold on. Some banana shots forward. Angelo gets around the trucks. First place. Ruben falls to third. Angelo 36. Ruben 36. We have an exciting one, guys. This is a really exciting match. And this match is sponsored by 1UP Mushroom Car Insurance Group. For all your car insurance needs for after you crash into all of those trucks and snowmen, you're going to need your insurance. Frappe Snowland, here we go. As Ruben tries to take the cut around, actually ends up losing him a little bit of time. Angelo's got a banana. He's going to hold it to try to defend himself from the back. But Ruben drives around and gets the lead. Three reds. Angelo taking a really longer path around. He does manage to get his reds off, but not enough to really get past Ruben. Ruben takes the lead, one lap in. Ruben's in a good spot in first place. He does spin out, which slows him down, but Mario still has a nice lead there. Good cancel by Angelo. but Angelo is a little behind. He can make some ground up with these mushrooms. We go into the wider part of the track in a moment. Looks like Angelo's got a star. He's going to go ahead and use it. Makes up a bit of ground. He's actually getting kind of close if he gets the right items, but he does miss the item boxes here. Ruben with a banana. He's going to drop one off. It messes Angelo's cart up. Fortunately, Angelo's does have one-up car insurance, so he's back on the track. But right now, Ruben is a great spot because Angelo doesn't have any items. The red's going to be a little too late for him to fire off. In fact, nice green by Ruben. Trips up Angelo. Ruben takes a 3-point lead. Ruben, 45. Angelo, 42. Chaco Mountain. Close start. Whoa, second place lightning bolt, but Angelo hits the side there already. Ruben takes an early lead. Angelo looks like he's saving the bolt for something here. Wonder where he could be using it. Ruben is clearly eyeing the bolt right now, seeing what's going to happen. Is Angelo going to use it? Ruben does get trapped. He falls off in a spot. He was definitely trying to prepare for it, but Angelo landed it in a really good spot. And Ruben falls to 7th, well, really to 8th for a moment. Angelo with a nice lead. Ruben's got a blue shell. He's going to go ahead and fire it off. Conveniently takes out Wario on the way towards... Is it going to be Toad? We're going to find out. Angelo does run into the wall, but remains in first. Peach and Mario suddenly take first, second. Spike Shell still hits Angelo on its way to what is going to be Peach. Peach does get hit. 3rd and 5th place right now. Ruben taking a fairly nice cut there, closing in on Angelo's position, but he does spin out ahead of the finish line. Some shrooms here in use. Angelo with a sizable lead, but not insurmountable lead, as he spins out on Ruben. Ruben's trying to make his comeback. He does have some shrooms. That's going to help him close some of the distance. He's going to use one here. Ruben gets in a 2nd place ahead of Mario. Spins out, though, and he falls to 3rd. He does rescue 2nd place. 2nd place for Angelo. 4th place for Ruben. Ruben picks up only a point here. Angelo picks up 6. Angelo is up 48-46. Mario Raceway, the 8th track, one of the shortest tracks. Plenty of billboards. We did not get a sponsorship request from Yoshi or Koopa Air in this one. Early lead for Angelo. Angelo's going to start dropping off bananas, and it gets Ruben. Very nicely played there, as Ruben falls briefly into 3rd place. Still a very nice lead here for Angelo on what is effectively one of the very quick tracks. You can definitely front run on this track in a way that you can't on almost any other track. He's got a banana, green shells. Ruben drops off the fake. Oh, spin out though, as Ruben takes the lead. Angelo is just playing it safe with the green shell remaining green. He's going to go ahead and fire it now to use the banana and get another item. Ruben's going to pick up a shroom. 3 for Angelo. Spin out, though, for Ruben. Angelo's going to go ahead and use his shrooms here. This gets real interesting as Ruben takes a much nicer cut there on the shroom slide and takes the win over Angelo. We've got a very exciting match here, folks. Angelo is at 54 points. Ruben is at 55 as we enter halftime. It is a really close one. Ruben up 55-54. Who is the ultimate prospect? Ruben does have to win 2 in a row. Angelo, being on the winner side bracket and having beaten Ruben once already, only needs to win once. Of course, since then, Ruben's played a few Grand Prix matches of his own, so he's getting a little more familiar with the terrain that is 150cc. Ruben taking advantage early with his ability to take turns the time trials way. Took that really close to the wall, but he does get through. Some triple reds for Angelo in a spot where there's probably not going to be a lot of defense for Ruben here, but some reds are going to come, but maybe a little late there, as Ruben does have bananas for protection. More reds for Angelo. Angelo's going to go ahead and fire off 2 of them. They hit the wall, though. Angelo fires off his 3rd red. Ruben has banana protection, so not likely to go anywhere, even if it were to get around the turn. We are on lap 2. Bowser's making a scene there for 2nd. Ruben taking that tricky turn very well. Ruben with a decent lead, but not one that Angelo couldn't overcome with some items or a mistake from Ruben. Here's the first mistake from Ruben as he spins out, but he does retain a very slight lead. Ruben avoids the banana peels. Doesn't seem like Angelo does. We are moving towards the final lap. Ruben with a slight lead up to this point. He's got some interesting situation here as Angelo picks up a 2nd place bolt, which is really going to give him a chance to come back. But let's see how he decides to play the bolt. Uses the boo at a good time as Angelo actually runs into a fake item and decides to hold off on the bolt. Ruben's lead does grow a little bit, but keep in mind, Angelo still has the bolt. Angelo makes a big mistake in hitting the wall as he falls to third. He's going to go ahead and use the bolt here so that he doesn't ramp shock, or he doesn't ramp shock. He's going to go ahead and use some triple shrooms here, but he remains a little behind Angelo here. I mean, Angelo's a little behind Ruben, as Ruben looks like he's going to come out with a narrow win. Ruben 64, Angelo 60. Seabolt use boo instantly. Indeed. Very much a versus mentality. We go to Penguin Land. 7 more tracks to go. It's anybody's game. Pretty close right now. Ruben again taking slight advantage with his slightly better driving skills. There is a boo that is in play. Looks like Angelo's just going to hold on for the time being. Ruben fires off a green, does not connect. Angelo finally does use the boo, doesn't seem to get anything out of it. Ruben's got a string of bananas that he's just holding on to. Another string of bananas, this time for Angelo. We're going to go into the cave halfway through. Angelo's tired of that. He's going to go red shells. But it looks like the banana peels do manage to hold off Angelo's string. Oh, close green shell. Almost takes out Angelo there. Ruben, with a weird spin out, almost runs into the water. As Angelo takes the lead going into lap 3. Angelo with a string of bananas. So far, Angelo has been a bit better at item usage, but he spins out there. The better driver has been Ruben. Ruben takes the lead on Sherbet Land in a very critical part of the level. Who's going to take this? Looks like Ruben does avoid... Actually, both players managed to avoid all the penguins. In a otherwise kind of smooth finish for both of them. I believe there was one spin out, but Ruben with 9 points. Angelo with 6 here. As Ruben takes a 7-point lead. We're off the Royal Raceway as Angelo with the early reds. He is gonna do a major hit. Angelo with a major hit on Ruben there as Ruben falls completely off the track with the red shells. Ruben falls 8th, Angelo in first place. He's got a nice early lead. As we head over the ramp. Ruben's holding on to that bolt. Uses it at a decent spot, but it looks like Angelo slows down just enough. Ruben runs into an item. Angelo is gonna stay on the track, barely. But Angelo in 2nd, Ruben in 7th. AI closing in a little bit on Angelo. But Angelo's got triple shrooms. That's in a spot where you can really make use of them. Angelo's got triple reds, but he's a little behind to use them, and just takes the turn wrong and falls off the track. Angelo with a very nice lead here in terms of potential points if... Well, Ruben hit himself with a red, which is a little unfortunate on certain raceway tracks like this. It can happen. He's going to use a bolt. Angelo in second place. It looks like Angelo's major competition here is not screwing up, making sure that he can take out the AI. And at this point, for Ruben, he just needs to catch up. I mean, he's going to need to get some speed items, do some nice driving. The Golden Shrooms will help out a bit with that, as the AI seems to be slowing down a little bit for him, which is really unfortunate for Ruben. Ruben does take the turn a little more carefully this time, and he does not fall off in the spot he fell off the last 2 laps. Angelo holding on to that boo. He's going to take the green. At this point, can he hold off Luigi to take all 9 points? Luigi runs into a banana. It looks like Angelo is going to get first place. He's going to get all 4 points. He avoids the fake item. Oh, big spin out problem for Ruben. He does get the star going, but is he going to get any points here? He is not going to get a single point. Big win for Angelo. Angelo has a 75-73 lead. This match has been incredible, folks. It's been within 7 points. That was the biggest lead up to this point. But we're now back to a 2-point lead by Angelo. The 2 players have decided to go Star Cup before Special. As we head into Bowser's Castle, this is not the finale. Ruben's got a star. He decides to just use it right now. There's some flops, so why not? He does take the turn a little off, and... Oh, big star strike there as Angelo falls to 5th. Fortunately for Angelo, he recovered fairly quickly. He's got some triple shrooms, and now Yoshi and Toad are in a pretty similarly situated spot. Angelo does not get an item here, while Ruben does get a star. Ruben cancels out the banana spin out. He's going to go ahead and use the star. Nearly gets Angelo, but Angelo does escape. So Ruben is going to go ahead and smash a thwomp. Blows it up into smithereens. Angelo 1 place down, which happens to be the margin right now. If the finish here is 3rd and 4th, it would be a tie game after Bowser's Castle. Golden Shrooms for Ruben. Looks like he's going to save it, probably. Yep, he's going to go ahead and use it here. He goes and does the cut across the courtyard grass. Meanwhile, 4th place for Angelo. He's going to need to make up some ground. Angelo does avoid the thwomp, so does Ruben, unfortunately for him. 1st and 2nd, though, Angelo having to fight off Peach here. He spins out in a spot where he misses the item, which is really unfortunate. Whoa, big star hit on Toad. So Ruben's gonna take 1st place here, getting all 9 points. We're gonna see where Angelo lands, considering Luigi and Bowser are about to cross here. It looks like it's gonna be 1st and 4th. Angelo only gets a point, goes up to 76 points, and Ruben gets up to 82. 4 tracks to go. Are we excited yet? we bring back one of our previous sponsors. If you want to go to the movies, check out Dragon Driftway the movie, Kung Fu Lakitu. In theaters now. It's been out since spring 2015. DK's Jungle Parkway. It's been in the theaters for a long time. What can we say? Lakitu has real popularity in the theaters. Golden Shroom for Angelo as we get past the ramp. A lot of greens as Angelo really is trying to avoid it and ends up spinning out with the coconuts hitting him. Meanwhile, Ruben is protecting his turf with those green shells. Ruben with a nice climb up the hill. Red shell comes at him, but it ends up hitting the wall. Decent jumps for both of them. Looks like the triple shrooms Angelo is gonna finally start using. At this point, Ruben's driving has been pretty good, and he's hanging in. He's not taking any risks with his items. He's just holding on to the greens. He does spin out in a weird spot here, which allows Angelo to take the lead. Angelo with the lead, heading into the final lap. Not a large margin, certainly something Ruben can come back on. Angelo's got some bananas, he's going to unleash them. Ruben, though, takes a slightly different path and actually takes a good jump off the ramp to take the lead. Excellent. How is F099? Ruben doing some nice mini turbos as he enters the cave. It looks difficult for Angelo to come back here. Ruben's gonna take it pretty well here. Spin out for Angelo. There are red shells that hit, but a little too late. The spin out seemed to have hurt Angelo at the end. Ruben C. Ruben takes all 9 points again to 91 points. Angelo 82. 9-point lead for Ruben. 3 more tracks to go. Can Ruben come out with the win and force the ultimate finale? Given that Angelo previously won before, if Ruben wins again, this forces the ultimate championship. Again, this is a double elimination tournament. Angelo is on the winner's side of the bracket. On the loser side, but still in contention, is Ruben. They are the last 2 left in the tournament. I have not played F099 before. I played a little bit of F0. Wow, tough situation for Angelo there. Ends up getting, he barely made the hairpin jump. Look at that. He was basically on a piece of Yoshi Valley that was like partway off. Some red shells coming from Angelo after some unfortunate collisions with heavyweights. One red shell hits. A second one doesn't. Well, looks like Angelo does come back after the spin out from. But wow, what a weird sequence. I can't even commentate quickly enough here, as both of them are taking some interesting paths. Ruben actually decides to take it easy on that one. And Angelo makes the jump. He's 2 of 2 on the jumps. Angelo with the lead going into the final lap. Both have red shells going here. Looks like Ruben's holding his for a little while longer. He's going to fire it off. He's going to still have the boo. Angelo is going to head towards the final hairpin jump. He runs into a banana peel as Ruben actually takes the other path. It's really close here. Let's see how they do on the jump. red shelled off the course. Ruben ends up taking the lead. Angelo takes a really big fall down. He actually doesn't even get to advance here as he falls way back. Ruben is in a really good shape here to actually win this match and advance to the grand finale here. First place. Looks like this is going to be real close here for fourth. But Angelo is going to barely beat Peach to get 1 point. Ruben at 83. Angelo at 83. Ruben at 100. Angelo is facing elimination for this match. Wait, is that right? Let me think. Angelo, did I... I'm trying to see if I got the math correct here. Because Ruben got 6 points last time. I'm trying to think if I added that correctly there. 82, let's see. Because it was 82-76. I don't think I gave Angelo some points on the second place finish, so I forgot to do that. Angelo's at 89 points. It's actually 189. That makes more sense given the first and second place finish. Early on, though, Ruben's struggling a little bit. Ruben actually falls off Banshee Boardwalk here. Angelo racing really well here. He hasn't made any critical mistakes. No falls. He does manage to get past the most difficult part to stay on the track. Star usage by Ruben. He's got to catch up here. Ultimately, Angelo is just driving well. Ruben fell back early on, and he's got to make up his ground. He's got some stars, but ultimately, yeah, things like red shells are maybe going to be more useful for him, potentially. Oh, weird turn for him as he actually goes right instead of left. Angelo is in a nice spot. He's going to go ahead and use Ruben's going to use the bolt there. Angelo manages to survive. It looks like Angelo is actually going to take all 6 points here. Or all 9 points. Angelo gets up to 98. And Ruben, I believe, is at 100. I'm going to go ahead, I think, and check and make sure on the score, but I believe that's correct. I believe Angelo is back in the race. As we go into the final stretch. Longest track in the game. Ruben 100 to 98. Currently trying to verify scores here to see whether or not I calculated anything incorrectly. It was 82.76 going into DK's Jungle Parkway. and I did give Angelo the full points on that. So I believe this is already actually. I believe I accidentally gave Angelo an extra few points here. It was actually 100 to 92. It was 82 to 76 going into after finishing Bowser's Castle. 91 to 82 after DK's Jungle Parkway with Ruben having the first place and then the second place from Angelo. And then Yoshi Valley was a 4th place finish and a 1st place finish. So I believe it is now 100 to 92. Ruben was up by 17 points going into the Banshee Boardwalk. Angelo did everything he could to get it to 100 to 92. And finally, at this point, Ruben remains up by 8 and has a really good shot at winning because of the length of Rainbow Road, but we're just gonna have to see. Currently, Ruben is doing pretty well. It's a long track. He's up. He does spin out here, but it seems to me that Angelo is gonna have to do a little bit more, just because he fell perhaps a little far behind before. Red shell, but Chomp gets him there. Angelo's gonna go ahead and use some shrooms. Big thing here is Angelo needs to knock Ruben back, and Ruben has been resilient on this track. Not really making a whole lot of critical mistakes or anything like that. You know, spin out here and there, but ultimately off to a good start. Takes the jump fairly well here. Both of them really going trans style for the most part and doing pretty well at that. Angelo nearly spins out. I think right now what Angelo would need to do is really go for a KO. Needs a good shell, you know, that sort of thing. He is going to get some red shells moving into moving past the straightaway stretch. He has a lot of reds, but not really in a great position to fire them off, as this is the part of Rainbow Road with a lot of turns. A more reds miss, another red misses, but hey, what Angelo really needs is speed items. He's going to get 3 mushrooms to get a little closer. A star, perhaps a little late. He does get more speed items here, but at this point it's kind of hard to imagine how Ruben's going to fall off the track. Ruben still has an okay lead here. He's going to take first from the looks of it. The green item misses, and Ruben advances to the... Well, he advances out of the... basically out of the loser's bracket in a sense, because Ruben's going to take the win here. But at this point, both players have picked up losses. We go to a tiebreaker here. Both of them have won once. Both of them have lost once. Here we have the grand finale. Both players are tied 1-1 essentially in this series. We are down to a finale between Angelo and Ruben again. And that is going to determine the winner of the tournament. Here we go, the super duper final. Angelo and Ruben C have played each other twice in this double elimination tournament. Angelo won the initial match at the beginning of the tournament. And just now, Ruben took back a win. They're the two remaining contestants as Angelo goes for a really sky-high start to Luigi Raceway. The Ultimate Prospect Tournament. This is the grand finale. Both of them have picked up losses, one to each other. And we just had a fairly exciting finish there. Came all the way down to Rainbow Road where Ruben had pulled it off. We've got some mushrooms in use here by Ruben as he's trying to make up some ground here. Get those MTs in. This is otherwise pretty close. banana slip for Ruben as Ruben falls back a little bit. It's a bunch of banana peels for Angelo, but triple shrooms for our time trial star here with Ruben as he takes the lead. But second place bolt for Angelo. As Angelo regains the lead, we head into the final lap. He's got a banana. Golden shroom opportunity for Ruben as he takes that as close as he can take it. Makes up some of that ground. He doesn't get an item there though because of a golden shroom. Looks like Angelo is going to take the win here. Nearly gets Ruben with the green shell. Angelo with the early 9-6 lead. One of our sponsors is Roy Smooth Sounds. It is Mole Mole Farm. Here we go. So we have a little bit of a change here as it appears that Ruben went to Peach this time instead of Yoshi. Angelo has kept Toad as the option. Red Shell in play. Red Shell is going to get launched. It's going to take Angelo out. Angelo falls to fourth. Got a Boo in play for Ruben. So basically, this is a new match. The previous match has been completed as Ruben won 109 to 98. And that was basically to determine whether or not this match would even happen for the finale. If Angelo had gotten that win, he would have just won the tournament outright because it is a double elimination tournament. Angelo with some red shells, he's a bit behind. He has some distance to come back against Ruben. Ruben doing quite well right now. He's just going to take this easy. No risks on the moles. He's going to get first place. We are all tied up again. 15-15. That's kind of been how it's gone in this exciting match. Last time we were at 15-15 after these tracks. Keep in mind that Moo Moo Farm is actually one of Ruben's best tracks in time trials. Ruben has god times on both the 3-lap and fast lap, and he really showed that speed on Moo Moo Farm. Ruben off to a pretty good start there with the driving. One problem we saw with both drivers last time was, were they going to make these jumps? Looks like Ruben does make the jump. Angelo misses, though. That was the difference in the first time match they played on Koopa Troopa Beach, where Ruben made the final jump, Angelo didn't. Ruben off to a nice start. The ramp always providing a big cushion against anyone who hasn't made the jump. Ruben making another nice jump. He's getting on his groove on those jumps. He's made the last 3 ramps at this point. Angelo's quite a bit behind. He's going to want to make this jump for sure. He does make the ramp. He gets back to second. This course is pretty forgiving in that aspect. If you make the jump, I mean, he's still going to hold off Yoshi, but you don't have to make every jump, that's for sure. Ruben goes 3 of 3 on the ramp. Comfortably taking the lead. He may even get he actually passes Mario. He actually passes, what, 3 of the AI drivers en route to first place. Angelo misses the ramp, but he is still ahead of Yoshi. He's going to play it safely around the rock instead of going through the area with the trees. Yoshi's right behind. He's going to go ahead and use a bolt. That's going to hold off Yoshi. Angelo gets 6 points all the way up to 21. Ruben, 24. Crashing a little too much into the wall on Koopa Troopa Beach. Our sponsor, 1UP Mushroom Car Insurance Group, will take care of your needs. We are into Calamari Desert. Second place star for Angelo. Green shell snipe misses from Ruben. Ruben's got a banana. Angelo decides to hold on to the star for a little longer. One-up car insurance rates are affordable if you're Mario, because Mario's pretty rich from all the coins he gets. Angelo's going to hold on to the star, seems like for a little while. Ruben's got a banana peel, he's just going to hold on. He's going to use the star here. It is not enough. Well, oh, wow. It actually was enough to get first. Angelo nearly hits Ruben, but Ruben barely gets away. Looks like some green shell attempts here. One misses. This is very close. Ruben's trying to knock down Angelo with the green shells. Angelo falls to second. Thunderbolt for Angelo. Angelo's going to use it right here. Green shell attempts. Oh, nearly, very nearly gets Angelo there, but it does not connect. Angelo takes the lead here. He has a one fake for a defense. Green shell attempt does not work. And final attempts are a little too late. So Ruben decides not to fire off the remaining greens. We are tied up, folks. 30-30. Between Ruben and Angelo. Sticking with Toad and Peach. Angelo was Toad, Ruben as Peach. Angelo with the jump over all the drivers. Ruben falls back a little bit. Last time we saw a bunch of accidents like that, where Ruben definitely needed his one-up car insurance. Some red shells, lightning bolt. Ruben quickly catches up. He's already back to third, Oh, with the squash! Ruben just kind of takes down Angelo there. Angelo falls all the way back to fifth. He does have some red shells. He's going to go ahead and use them. He's back to third. It's still an exciting event as Ruben crashes into another car. Wait till these guys see extra mode on Toad's Turnpike. Toad's... Okay, interesting move by Angelo here. He goes ahead and uses his greens on Wario and then ends up getting hit by Wario. Now the green shells are just flying everywhere. He does get around them. Meanwhile, Ruben does have a lightning bolt that he's going to hold on to it for a little bit. He runs into a banana, spins out a fake item. He's going to go ahead and use the bolt. Angelo gets stuck at the wall and he wants an item and he doesn't even get the item at all, and Ruben crashes again a third time into the truck. It's still really close though after a crazy sequence of events. Some triple greens here for our mushroom hero and Toad. The princess runs into another truck. Tough race here for Ruben. Green shells get fired off. They do not hit Ruben despite the attempt. Angelo has his red in first place. He's got a green as well. Meanwhile, Angelo hits another truck. He's having trouble on this track. He's hit 5 vehicles already, but really he's still kind of in range. As Angelo's had a few of his own item-related collisions on this track. Pretty decent lead for Angelo. Can he hold on? He's gonna avoid the collision. No, he does not avoid the collision. He hits the bus. And suddenly it's getting really close, but Angelo does barely hold off Ruben. Angelo 39, Ruben 36. Frappe Snowland, here we go. Snowman hit for Ruben here as he falls back a little bit. Angelo struggled a little bit on the last time we played this, but he is off to a good start. Ruben's making his way back a little bit as he uses his mushrooms. He's got a bolt in an interesting spot. Angelo decides to take it closely. Banana and a bolt. And almost a squash by Ruben of Angelo. Angelo gets in a good spot to get some reds though. He's going to fire 2 of them off. And it's gonna connect. And it almost not... Oh, what a play by Angelo as Angelo really puts Ruben in a bind there. Ruben had to not fall in the water, ended up getting hit by another red and then a banana peel. Spike shell coming his way though, as Angelo's lead actually is not that big. Angelo's going to release one of his green shells, ends up hitting someone else. We get into the final stretch. Ruben in a good spot with the mushrooms to take a slight lead. A boo for... Oh, and that's 150cc spin out. This is getting real close. The boo basically catches Ruben off guard, and after hitting the side of Frappe Snowland, unfortunate sequence for Ruben as he falls all the way down to 7th. And 8th, Luigi does run into the snowman. Angelo in a good spot. Angelo's gonna take first place here. Difficult sequence of events for Ruben, who actually had the lead at the beginning of lap 3. Ruben gets all 9 points. Ruben is unfortunately shut out. It's 48-36. Angelo having a really good spot here. Biggest lead of this match. Angelo up by 12, 6 tracks in. We moved to Chaco Mountain, where last time, about an hour ago, Angelo had knocked off Ruben with a lightning bolt, which gave Angelo some additional points. I'm sure Ruben remembers that, and Ruben's going to want some revenge here. Ruben with some triple reds here. But the AI is getting close. May take out a few shells here. Backward green fails to hit. Angelo manages to avoid the reds and gets in a spot where he tries to launch a green shell at Ruben there, and it doesn't really hit the intended target. But he does get a star. Looks like Ruben doesn't want to get hit. He just lets Angelo take the lead as we head into lap 3. Angelo with the lead going into lap 3. With really just a banana to hold off Ruben. Ruben has green shells, but they're going to be a little hard to probably aim on this track. He's going to go ahead and fire off 2 of them anyway. Avoids the spin out. Now he's got to avoid his own green shells. He does. Angelo is just trying not to crash. He's trying to play this real safely. He spins out at the wrong time, though, and he barely holds off Ruben. Fortunately for Angelo, he does manage to hold on barely and get his 9 points. Angelo 57, Ruben 42. That got really close for a sec. I thought Ruben was going to catch up completely at the end there. Really solid performance by Angelo here. 27-12 on the cup. Heading into Mario Raceway. He's in a good spot. Some triple reds for very nicely played there by Ruben, although Ruben takes the turn a little weirdly afterwards, and Angelo manages to take the lead anyway. Angelo fired off a red shell, not really sure where he was going with that, but Ruben ends up taking the lead as a result. There's a pile of banana peels. Toad's getting his potassium, eating all those bananas. Toad falls back for second to get some reds. I think that was an intended play by Angelo. Both of them have red shells. Looks like Ruben has a lot more red shells here. He's going to fire off a few. Can they round the corner is the question here. Looks like they don't quite round the corner, but he gets a lightning bolt in an interesting spot here. He's going to go ahead and use it just before a boo can be used. A squash! Excellent play by Ruben. Makes Angelo fall back to third. Ruben with a much needed win to try to come back here. He gets all 9 points from 42 to 51. Angelo 63 with his 6 points. We are at halftime. We have an amazing match going on. Angelo with a 12-point lead. There have been a lot of red shells thrown lately. And which brings us to our next sponsor, Red Shell Strike Equipment. Get all your red shells there for your next race. Toad with another amazing jump. The art of flying. Angelo has been really honing in on how to make Toad fly. Flying off the starting line. Got some bananas to open this track. Warrior Stadium is a really interesting track because it has a lot of hills. It has a lot of Wario faces. I believe it's about 190 or so Wario faces. All over the track. In case you didn't know it was Wario Stadium to begin with. And the item boxes are pretty hard to get to. I mean, it's really easy to miss the item box spots. They're often on, you know, these wide turns. It is one of the few tracks in Mario Kart 64 with the giant TV screen as well. Angelo with a red shell looks like he's holding it for a little bit here. He's going to go ahead and just fire it off on Donkey Kong. Ruben again showing his speed on this track. He has the 160th fastest 3-lap time in time trials in Wario Stadium. He's using that speed, putting it to good use with an early lead. Angelo is going to hold back to try to get some better items. He does get a 3rd place Bolt. Bunch of banana peels. No one runs into that. Ruben does get the item box. That's not always the easiest item box to get. There's finally use of a Bolt by Angelo, as Angelo makes up a lot of that ground. Ruben has Boo, but I'm not sure when he's going to end up using it. Looks like he's going to hold on. Play it a little safely. There's another Bolt. And that is the safe play by Ruben. Ruben manages to avoid getting hit by the Bolt. As Angelo gets a 2nd place star, he can make up more of this ground. He's gonna not use it quite yet. Ruben slowed down a little bit on that lap, which was otherwise going pretty well for him. Based on the Bolt, he still has the lead. And he needs to keep gaining points on Angelo because he's down by 12. Stars used. It's activated. Angelo is going to try to get ahead with some of these speed items. He does use one of the mushrooms in one of the key mushroom spots. He's just going to use all of them, in fact. Just get him out of the way, right? Ruben with a comfortable about an 8-second lead there. As he goes over the ramp. He needs every point he can get. And looks like he is going to get 1st place here. Ruben's going to get 9 points. He's going to go up to 60. And Angelo is in a spot where he's got to hold off Yoshi. He is going to hold off Yoshi. And he's going to get 6 points. Angelo up by 9. 69 to 60. We go to Sherbet Land next. Angelo and Ruben C both did a pretty good job in avoiding penguins last time. Ruben won this one about an hour ago. Ruben with a green shell. He tries to get a strike on that one, fails. Angelo's going to go ahead and just use mushrooms here. But runs into a penguin, being the first to run into a penguin. The boo helps. Wow, difficult situation for Angelo. Running into another obstacle. Angelo's going to go ahead and use some reds, try to get some better items. Ruben just driving smoothly. He does finally hit a penguin. They both hit penguins. And Angelo hits the same penguin again. I believe he's already hit like 4 penguins. Hitting another banana peel. He's got a lot of ground to cover here. But there's still a chance for him to come back. Ruben, though, is in a solid spot. Despite the 1 penguin hit. Oh, another rough hit for Angelo there. Angelo's still in 4th. He's going to want to rescue at least a few points here. Otherwise, Ruben's going to come all the way back. So, but Ruben is in a good spot. He doesn't want Angelo to be... Okay, so Ruben is going to get his 9 points. Angelo is coming back. He's getting more points. He's probably going to get his 3 here unless he makes a mistake. Which he nearly does spin out. And Yoshi got a little close there. So Angelo 72. Ruben 69. Ruben making a big comeback here. He was down by 15 points after some struggles early on in Flower Cup. We had the Royal Raceway. Ruben had a tough time on Royal Raceway last time. Falling in the water twice. Angelo had a pretty good run last time. Almost spin out for Angelo early on. He is in 1st place early. 2nd place with the green shells here. Ruben has played that turn a little more cautiously and did not fall off. On the last run, Angelo had knocked him off of shells in the 1st lap and he had fallen on the 2nd. But I can see that he's playing more conservatively on it right now, and that's probably... Oh, wow, with a green shell hit there. I was wondering if he was somehow going to go over the railing there. Angelo landing some nice greens. Ruben quickly making back ground with his time trial skill there. 2nd place star. Excellent spot for Ruben, as Ruben takes the turn pretty well this time. He's got a green shell spot attack by Angelo. Well played. It ends up wasting part of Ruben's star, as Ruben really tries to go for the aggressive attack there. Does not hit. Banana peel right in front of him though, as Angelo barely misses on that. Very close here. Ruben takes the lead. Has a banana to block off the red shell attack. It's the final lap. Ruben is playing significantly better than on the first time, but he actually runs into a banana peel. He does not fall. Wow, difficult spot for DK, knocking into Peach. Ruben struggled on this spot previously, but another banana peel. Really unfortunate circumstance there for Ruben. He's got another star. He's going to go ahead and use it right away. He needs the speed to try to come back here. If Ruben doesn't get any points, he's going to be in trouble because Angelo is looking like he's cruising to victory here. 1st place. He does get a star, which he wastes pretty quickly on a bad spin there. Tough break for Ruben. With that DK one, he never really comes back here. Angelo gets all 9 points. Ruben doesn't get any. 81-69. It's Bowser's Castle, where Marty sends his greetings. Oh wow, nicely played. Green shell by Angelo helps him take the early lead. Wow, what a crazy sequence here. Falls off. Bolt. Both of them end up falling off because of a crazy AI bolt. Another unfortunate sequence really for Ruben, considering he was taking it pretty well up to that point. And the star takes out 2 of his reds. Angelo also has reds. He's hanging up front. Ruben going for the star hit. Both of them activating stars. Both of them smashing some, well, really Ruben smashing the thwomps. He ends up hitting a thwomp. Angelo up to a pretty sizable lead here. Good cancel out on the spin for Ruben, but he is a little behind, and again, he's got to get points. He just needs points. Blue shell hit in an interesting spot for Angelo. Weird fall for Ruben there, as Ruben falls all the way 8th. He's in a bit of trouble. Spin out for Angelo with the thwomp, as DK is just running away with it. What is up with this rubber band AI going to extend the lead rather than you know, catching up? DK is in a pretty good spot for first. Angelo's in second. It looks like DK does spin out to give a chance for Angelo to come back. In the meantime, Ruben is going to use his shrooms to see if he can gain some ground. DK's fallen back. Whoa, very close to hitting a fake item there. Ruben making he ends up hitting the wall and doesn't get second, but he does make a good comeback to at least get some points. Ruben is up to 72, Angelo 90. As we head into Special Cup, Angelo is up 90 to 72. Ruben's got to make a comeback. And we have an ad from one of our sponsors, Shy Guy Metals, mining since 1987. Ruben says he needs a miracle. Does he need a miracle? He had a pretty good Special Cup last time around, which at least bodes well for him. Angelo did have a good Banshee Boardwalk, though, last time. DK's Jungle Parkway both make the jump. Bunch of banana peels for DK's Jungle Parkway. Ruben up early here. Some bananas get wiped out. Bunch of banana peels on the bridge, forcing Angelo to actually use a cancel on. Angelo's going to use his mushroom right away. Early lead for Ruben. Ruben's just going to play it carefully. Not carefully enough, though. He goes a little too far to the left from the looks of it. He kept the positioning, which is really fortunate for him. Because oftentimes you get a key to respawn backwards. Angelo with the lead going to the bridge. He's got his triple greens to handle, all of the bananas. Well, maybe not enough of the bananas. Red shell, spin out. Kind of a funky sequence of crashes for both Angelo and Ruben, as Ruben is in second. Angelo is in first. Now there is a ramp shock rule, so it looks like Ruben will save the bolt. But Ruben now is in first place and can use the bolt. He uses it, which gives him some time to recover from getting hit by a red shell. Bowser rams into Toad. Angelo falls to third. Another spin out for Ruben, for Angelo, as Ruben gets first place, gets every point that he needs. Angelo gets 6 points, which allows him to keep his lead, 96 to 81. In some respects, both drivers get what they kind of needed on this track. Ruben needed to win. He picked up the win. Angelo needed to still get points and not, lose a lot of that lead. Not enough of a cut necessarily for Ruben there. It's still a 15-point match between Angelo and Ruben. Tough situation where Ruben kind of runs into the wall. Angelo decides, because he has the star, he's not going to do the hairpin jump. Ruben decides to keep it safe as well. Weird drop by Angelo. Don't really know. He kind of took a little bit of a risk on that drift, as Ruben takes the early lead across the lap 1 finish line. Star gets used. Angelo ends up cutting across the grass there. Gonna drop a fake just off to the side. Porcupine spin out for Ruben. Neither of them decide to use the hairpin jump, having decided it's a little too risky. .150cc spin out for Ruben. Angelo with the lead, heading into lap 3. The fake item is a hit on Ruben. Angelo, no attempt at the hairpin. Wow, that was a crazy hit on Ruben there by the green shell. Angelo in a pretty good spot. It looks like Angelo is gonna get first place. Ruben is gonna take second place, perhaps. Yep, looks like Ruben's gonna take second. Not the result that Ruben won it on this one, as Angelo gets all 9 points to 105. Ruben is at 87. Is an 18-point lead. Ruben now needs to get every single point and also have Angelo not get any points moving forward to win the tournament. Or really to tie at that point. Angelo's in the driver's seat with a fairly favorable Rainbow Road coming up for him to secure the win. Angelo with the golden shroom. Red shell for Ruben. Ruben falls off. Golden shroom is in play for Angelo here. All that time Angelo's put into Nintendo Switch Online paying off, as Ruben falls off again as he tries to take the cut in the haunted house. It's very much a strong time trial tactic, but you gotta make the jump. You can't reset in Grand Prix. Bolt spot here. Angelo is cautious of that, and he sees it coming. He decides to just wait it out, waits for the bolt to hit first. Ruben's got some catching up to do after 2 dunks in the water. And he runs into the fake item, which is expertly placed by the AI. Unfortunate fall for Ruben there, as Angelo is clearly just playing very carefully here. He's not going at full pace at times, taking turns. He just wants to make sure he can secure the win here, I'm assuming. Another star for Ruben. He's got to make up ground. Angelo taking the turn really carefully. He does avoid a spill into the lake. Another spin out and fall for Ruben. It's been a tough break for him on Banshee Boardwalk today, and Angelo is taking full advantage. Angelo is gonna be your ultimate prospect winner. Angelo up 114 to 87. Ruben gave a valiant effort in this one. But ultimately, Banshee Boardwalk is just it's the haunted house. It's the place of curses. It's difficult for even some of the best drivers on Grand Prix Inverses. And it showed its colors on that race. Both drivers are still going to complete the final track, Rainbow Road. At this point, it's about bragging rights. The match has been decided with the conclusion of Banshee Boardwalk. Chain chomp crash. Fake item crash as Ruben takes an early, well, sort of lead, at least among the 2 players. He's in second place. Speaking of colors, we are on Rainbow Road. Wow, green shell hit. What a funky sequence there. What a funkier sequence here. And another chomp. What just happened? 3 triple green shells. All 3 hit. One of them actually, 1 hit Ruben, 2 hit Angelo. There was a chain chomp hit there. Angelo mostly hit himself with green shells. Look at all the friendly faces off the side of Rainbow Road. The longest track in the Mario Kart franchise. The most iconic version of the Rainbow Road song. Ruben's going to put on a boot to avoid some red shells that are tailing him here. But Angelo is ready. Chain chomp hit for Angelo. As both drivers drive into the rainbow. It is not really sure where this Rainbow Road was constructed or what it's over. Must have been a really costly construction project because it's in the middle of space. It can take 15 seconds to fall off. This is really far up somewhere. Very high elevation. triple reds, 2 get fired off here. And in a section that it does connect. And 1 more connects as Ruben barely avoids getting knocked off. And having that figure of Yoshi look at him on the way down. But Ruben does make it through. Ruben's still within range. He does run into the chain chop as Angelo has a few green shells, little bit ahead. We move towards lap 3 with Angelo having a slight lead here. Fires off a green shell backwards. It connects directly, hitting Ruben head on. Ruben's just going to go ahead and fire off those green shells into space. Green shells are still lingering. He does get past them. Well, at least one of them. Angelo, and then Wario, and then we've got Ruben in third. Wario spins out, giving Ruben back his second place spot. He's going to use his star before going through the items. Fake item in play, not going to be very helpful for him here. Something that is probably also not particularly useful here is another green shell, given all the guardrails on this track. Angelo holding on to the fake item in a decent spot. He's got some bananas, so he can do some damage up front. Potentially spin out Ruben here. Ruben does appear to be catching up a little bit with those shrooms. And he does avoid the banana peels. He does have some red shells, but he may be in a tough spot to fire them off at this point. He's only got 1 shot here. He's got to fire them off. And Angelo is your winner of Rainbow Road. Angelo, 123. Ruben, 93. The ultimate prospect is Angelo. He is the winner of this incredible tournament. A lot of great races here. Thanks to Ruben for putting on a good showing along with Angelo. We have our next pro prospect decided. Great games to all. And congratulations to Angelo for being the next pro prospect. Good games to all. I certainly enjoyed watching and commentating these matches. Some good plays for both Angelo and for Ruben. We've concluded another fine tournament. Stay tuned for the next one. We will have more to come. That's all I've got today. Thanks for watching, folks. It's been a journey. A lot of good racing here. Let's see who we got going on right now. And know that we have an exciting tournament currently going on at the level 1 bar over in Columbus, Ohio, which has been amazing because we have GG Racing right now. Over in Columbus. We're going to go ahead and send you over to the level 1 bar where we've got some some fun fighting action, 4-player versus in Columbus.